Hi, FSBO today. That's what we're talking about. FSBO, how to get the most money for your home. But first, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you can follow along and not miss any content. You'll be updated immediately. Now, let's go ahead and get started right away with this FSBO, how to get the most money for your home.
I relocated to the greater Sacramento area over 30 years ago as a family of 4 to plant our roots. What makes a place a home are the connections one makes to the community. Whether you're looking to buy or list your home, building the bridge to your next destination can be accomplished through my integration services. Integration through connections is what it's all about. From our family to yours, we say, welcome home. Licensed realtor in California, serving all Californians.
Oftentimes, a consumer who's sitting at home and says, okay, I'm ready to maybe move across state, be closer to where my kids are going to school, or whatever the reason might be. You've come to a place where you've decided it's time to sell my home and I want to get the most money possible. So that's super important to me. And so what I'll do is I'll save money on commissions. I won't hire a real estate agent and I'll just sell it myself. I've sold other things. Maybe you're in retail, maybe you've dabbled at car sales or something, and you figure, how hard can it be? Well, when you list for sale by owner, that sends out a message to an array of people. This sends out a message to buyer's agents. Buyer's agents now know that they're going to be working with the homeowner directly. And a lot of times they're a little bit skeptical and reserved in doing that because, one, they have a responsibility to make sure that everything is done accurately. So they're held to a higher accountability because they are a licensed professional. And there are many disclosures, there are many facets that go into a real estate transaction. After all, it's one of the largest transactions that people will make in their entire lifetime, and that's why a professional is brought on board. So when you say for sale by owner, oftentimes you're going to get hit up by realtors calling you saying, hey, this is not a good idea, let me help you. You might actually even feel a little bit overwhelmed. So number one reason for sale by owner is not necessarily going to get you the most money for your home if you took it on yourself, is because you have an entire population of people who may have reservations about showing your home. And these are people that are working every day with buyers that are ready to buy a house. So this is who you want to come and see your home. So the first reason is you may limit your exposure just simply because a buyer's agent may be reluctant and you don't know what type of disclosures you're going to get from the homeowner, right? So for example, someone was working directly with the homeowner. Why are the reasons you're wanting to sell? Maybe you're willing to share that. Maybe you feel like that's personal and you don't want to talk about it. Maybe you just found out that you're going to have to repair your whole septic system and you just don't have the money to do it, so you're going to sell it. Well, you have to disclose that to the people that are buying it. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to move, be closer to my kids, and we just got it, this is how much money I need to get for it. That whole thing about your septic system needing to be completely replaced, that needs to be disclosed. So this could be a nightmare that follows you all the way to your new residence, right? So if the transaction actually comes to fruition and happens, this could be something that ends up haunting you. So it's really super important because you do have requirements that you need to meet in conducting these type of transactions. Another thing on for sale by owner is you limit your exposure in the open market. Now, there are many online platforms. Trust me, I believe in online brokerages. That's why I'm with eXp Realty. It's an online brokerage. I do believe the consumers should be able to see things transparently. I believe that we should all have, a marketplace that brings in a lot of people where they can get the top dollar for their home. And so in doing that, there's MLS, there's multiple listing services that agents have access to be able to market your property that way. There's also marketing plans that the agent can do that even goes beyond that with email campaigns They have access to buyer's agents in your area, and they can do direct marketing campaigns to them. They also talk, they also network. So you may have a home that you want to sell that has a swimming pool with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in a school district that multiple agents are looking for. So you may not know who they are or how to market to that or get that information out there, but a real estate agent does. So that's another reason, is just the marketing standpoint. So one, you'll limit it just because a buyer's agent may be reluctant because they'll have to carry the whole weight of the transaction and they'll be held to a higher accountability, even for the things that you're doing on your side. So that limits your exposure. Two, the marketability, having as many eyes as possible to be able to come and view your home and to be able to make an offer on your home. Super, super important. So you'll be limiting that. And then the third reason for sale by owner is a really tough thing, is you're going to be in the negotiation process, and oftentimes you will accept an offer that sounds amazing to you. In fact, I'll share with you a little thing that happened with me. I sat down with my clients and said, what's the bottom line? What do you need to get for your home? So I did a current market analysis. So current market analysis from an appraisal side, what has closed in the past, came in around 289. From a sales of what's happening in the current market, because the appraisals are coming in behind what the current market is doing in my particular marketplace. So understanding that marketplace and understanding where we're at in it is super important. So when I took a look at that and I looked at the trajectory of the marketplace, I looked at what was currently on the market and what was listed. I got a hold of people where their homes in the neighborhood were also pending. What I came up with, and based on the uniqueness of their property, was about $36,000 added to that price. So we came up with $325 to bring it to market. Now, what I hoped for in that scenario was that the appraisal would come in at that, which I believed that it would, but also I knew based on the market, they were probably going to get offers over that, just because that's typical of my market today. So when you take snapshots, and this video will be out there on YouTube, so what I'm talking to you about on this particular scenario is about a point in time in a certain market in a certain area, okay? So I just want you to use this in your analysis, in any future things that you may be doing in general terms. So again, the key is working with a professional will be able to understand the heartbeat of what's going on where your house is located. So if you list your home and you have no idea of that, you have no idea to figure it out, you're not able to make those calls or do those, share that type of information with other professionals because you're just the homeowner, right? You don't have access, you don't know what you don't know. So how are you going to be able to properly get top dollar for your house? That's what an agent does for you. So what you'll end up doing is, in this scenario, we had multiple offers. In fact, we had over 15 offers. We have 15 written offers, and we had verbal offers coming in. Hey, this is where we're coming in at. But they just couldn't compete with the higher offers that had already come in. So they chose not to actually write a handwritten one. But this type of negotiation is something that your realtor does and talks with the buyers and talks with the sellers. So the buyer's agent is talking to the buyer, I'm talking to my seller and going through all of this. Then we sit down and we look at all these offers, and we have to understand the terms. So one offer might be for less money. So just the highest offer is not always the best offer. But if I wasn't a realtor, I wouldn't know that. I would be like, oh, these guys are giving me the most money. But if I actually look at the terms and I look at how the structure that this offer was written over here, this one might rise to the top. And that's what a licensed professional is able to help you do. So honestly, the most important thing for you to do if you're wanting to get top dollar for your home, and remember I said stick to the end, and I'll give you that statistic, 85% of for sale by owners end up eventually hiring a real estate agent to complete the transaction. The other 15%, I don't know what's happened to them. Maybe they're still in the same house. Maybe they decided not to sell it. But I do know that this can be a very stressful time for people, especially you want to sell your house quick. You're in a financial disarray, so somebody just offers you money. Sometimes By waiting a couple of weeks, by having it professionally marketed, by having a professional helping you with that, not only will you be able to cover the cost, not only will you be able to cover the cost of the commissions as the seller, but you'll be able to make it up and then some for sure by listing it. So it's really super important to understand what goes into listing one of the largest consumer purchases that people make in their lifetime. With that begs the question, am I qualified to do it on my own? Will I really be getting the most money that I can? Those questions will always plague you if you list the house on your own. So I implore you to interview, call realtors. If you're in California area, feel free to give me a call. I take listings all throughout the state. I'm also able to work with a network of professionals that can also help do the same thing. So I'm super excited to be able to put this content out there. I'm hoping that this helps someone understand the true value that a real estate agent brings to listing your home. And not only that, but the true consequences in listing your home is that you're limiting your exposure, you're opening yourself up to liability for lack of disclosures. And at the end of the day, when those people ask for repairs and the appraisal comes in and you're sitting there and you've accepted somebody's offer and now you find out that the septic tank needs to be fixed, that the electricity was wired wrong, you need a GFI in the kitchen, you're going to have this whole list of things to do and it's going to become overwhelming, daunting, and now you have more of a financial burden on your hand than what you started with. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. Right below in the subscribe area is a handout, and it's 5 reasons you shouldn't buy home for sale by owners. So understand also that everywhere out there are warnings to consumers to be leery of for sale by owners. And it's not just to boost up the real estate industry. It truly is, because this is the largest financial decision that you will make in your lifetime. In fact, before we go, I want to give you a simple analogy. Women may understand it a little bit more than men, but men who are particular, they might appreciate this also. How many times have you gone in to have your hair done and you go in and you want a referral, you want to make sure that the person does a good job, you see their work and you see what because they're a professional, they're a licensed professional. You like their style and you like how they do their final product. So you go in and you tell them, hey, look, I brought this list of stuff with me. This is what I want. Can you make me look like this? There are many hairdressers out there who go, sure, we can do that. And when you're done, you look in the mirror and it does not look like what you asked for. My sister went to a hairdresser and she held up a picture and she said, this is how I want my hair. This is my sister's haircut. I love this haircut, this style, this is what I want. And the hairdresser looked at it and she looked at my sister and she looked at it again and she says, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Your sister has more hair than you. Now, this is not to throw my sister under the bus or that I really do actually have a lot of hair, but it's very fine, but a lot of hair. So my point in giving this to you is that hairdresser was 100% a professional. She looked at the client in front of her, was asking her to perform something that she knew was not possible because she's the professional. She realized just by a photo that I had more hair than my sister did, and the particular cut and style that I had was designed for someone with my hair type, with my hair volume, etc. My sister's hair, she came out fabulous. It looked absolutely beautiful. It was based on her face shape, it was based on her hair type and her structure. So that was a true professional in the industry. Kudos to her. So what I'm asking you and why I do this analogy is because we all get our hair done. We've all had a bad hair experience. We've all had great hair experiences. We've all gone in possibly and asked, hey, can you make me look like this, right? And we've had the joke of, I can't make you 30 years younger, but we can try, right? We always walk in with those 20-somethings hair, and whether we're 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, we're still walking in with the 20-something, but I digress. So getting back to bringing it in to why hire a professional, professionals know what they're doing. professionals are going to give you the best results. And it's a simple hair analogy. You have someone that looks at the task at hand and gives you a professional advisement on it. Who are you going to go with? The one that tells you what you want to hear, cutting corners, trying to pocket additional things. And in fact, we didn't even go over all of the costs that are involved in selling a house on your own. You'll pay for the appraisal. You're going to pay for inspections. I mean, there's going to be things that are going to end up happening that you'll end up, because you're going to want your own inspector when they turn around and tell you something. So all the way around, these unforeseen costs are things that you're navigating in waters you haven't been in, and it can end up being a complete nightmare. And why do you think, like I said, 85% eventually come over and hire a professional? And they go, I don't know what I was thinking. So let 85% of the population, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you're doing like let's ask the audience, let's phone a friend. This is 85% of the people eventually go. So don't be one of the 15%. Don't be one of the 85%. Start out right out of the gate and do not list your home on your own if you want the most money. If you want the most money for your home, pick up the phone, Google online, find yourself a realtor, and by the way, you're hiring them. Negotiate your commissions, find out what they're going to do for you, what type of marketing plan they have, and that'll be in some of my additional videos, which you can remember to hit like, subscribe, follow along on my additional videos that are coming up. You should see them up on the screen now. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. Hope it's been informative. My Agent Haley. Find me on the web, follow my YouTube channel, ring that bell, ding, 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 and I appreciate you. Don't forget to share this with your friends. And if you know of someone who's ready to list their home and they just want some advice, they want to know where to start, maybe you're not in my marketplace, feel free to go ahead and put it in the comments. I will follow up with every person, and I will make sure that you are connected with an agent in your area that can help you. And if you're an agent out there and you're looking to grow your business, feel free to message me as well, because I am growing my team for referrals. People leave my area and they move all across the state and even out of the country. So I'm looking to pair up with some other agents.